Zimmerman on the Kawasaki as well. This one's going to be exciting. Here we go. Gates dropping on 250B.
And they are off. Zach firing into that first corner.
And what a shot there from Gabe, our drone pilot. As we see, looks like a blue front fender coming out of the first turn first. Chaos ensuing coming through the first couple of turns, and it looks like it's going to be the number 22 of Rodrigo Borges coming out of California, grabbing the early race lead. Now already some shuffling going around, as it looks like the number 17 of Jordan Renfro going to take over the race lead.
He is going to be followed by the number 75. That is going to be...
That's Casey Bernard Jr. there on the gas.
So it was the number 22 of Rodrigo Borges with that Stasic hole shot.
And we got a Kawasaki making moves. I believe that might have been the number 30 of Drew Adams, forcing his way around into the second place spot as they make their way off into Storyland.
And you know, Zach, that's a very promising young rider.
And looks like there is the number 30, but I believe that might have been the 47 or the 37. Trying to see, it was one of those Cowies here. As we take a look on screen.
Yeah, I believe that's Christian Janik.
And Janik, wow, really putting the pressure on early. He was able to force his way. Oh, almost getting the weight off balance there through the sand section. So Janik getting a 6th place in that first moto. He's trying to improve on that for sure.
Logan Best up in there as well.
So your rider's coming by the tower for the first time.
And Drew Adams going to be able to make the pass on Best there, going into the sand.
Adams, look at that, using the wide line, keeping the throttle open and the momentum up. Immediately turns it over to the far inside line in that left-hander as they make their way across the finish line.
Finding that edge there in that Polysport pond.
And checking in now, it's Casey Bernard Jr. leading the way on the number 75. Christian Janik sitting in the 2nd place spot. Drew Adams going to round out your top 3. Hayes Edwards in 4th, and Logan Best sitting in 5th for the moment. As we see, looks like Janik already going to try to make moves. He wants that lead.
Casey Bernard is going to have his hands full with these 2 Kawasaki riders.
And talking about having your hands full, your first moto winner, Casey Cochran, now checks in the 7th place spot. So we talked about it, even if you've got the speed with as many different lines and as much obstacles as these conditions throw at you, somebody like Casey Cochran is going to have to be really careful. He's got to push the pace, get up there, but he doesn't want to have a simple mistake or get collected by anybody else's.
And Zach, it'll be so easy out here on this course as you see the line starting to develop, those 10 commandments getting very beat up.
And one of the things you're going to hear us talking about a lot is drive, traction. These guys have got to be able to carry their momentum throughout the corner, because as soon as they slow down and come to a stop, almost like quicksand, it just sucks all the momentum out and costs them seconds.
And Janik, good drive there.
Janik doing a really good job of not following the 75 of Bernard, looking to inside, outside, even just a couple of inches to the left or right, keeps him out of that roost zone, protects not only his vision but the bike as well.
So on screen is your leader, the number 75 of Casey Bernard Jr. Christian Janik there on the number 27 Kawasaki. He is followed by the number 30 of Drew Adams on the Kawasaki as well. Logan Best and Hayes Edwards sitting there in 4th and 5th. Oh, and somebody's down.
Looks like that is going to be Edwards. I believe. I saw a 5 on the bib there, so I believe Edwards, who we saw in that 2-rider battle. Yeah, there goes the 26 of Best. So that was Edwards that went down coming up and over the Rocky Mountain. Casey Cochran able to get around. And that's what we talked about, just getting collected by somebody else's mistake. You saw Cochran have to pull over to the left-hand side of the track there just to avoid it. So some heads-up riding from the number 66.
And Casey Bernard Jr. able to handle this pressure well here in moto number 2 of 250B. Janik getting a little called off there, going through that rut.
Yeah, and that one cost him about a second or so, as now Drew Adams starts knocking on the door as well. Before you know, this is going to be a 3-rider battle. I think Adams is going to start moving forward here.
All right, so Casey Bernard Jr. out front on the number 75. Christian Janik in 2nd. Drew Adams in 3rd. Logan Best now in 4th place. Jordan Renfro sitting in 5th. Casey Cochran now in 6th. In 7th is Jace Aldridge, Rodrigo Bergs. And what do we have on screen?
This is going to be the pass for the lead here. Let's see whether or not Janik's able to run it up the inside, and he's not. Got the weight off balance coming into the corner. And we saw just how much he stopped right as he was coming into the rut. Now he finds himself about 2 to 3 bike lengths back. But he does triple coming into Storyland.
Wow.
So just like that, he's able to close the gap back up. The 27, not out of this. Janik going to run the inside. Doesn't quite get the exit on the corner he was looking for. You can tell. We talk about riders kind of falling back just outside of that roost zone, and then it's like they say, hey, it's go time. Pull the trigger. I am tired of eating dirt. As once again, the green machine pulls up alongside as they head into the Rocky Mountain sand section.
Speaking of pulling the trigger, Janik trying to do it now here in this sand.
He's going to take the long way around, then cuts over, slams the door, and says, I'm taking the lead. Now we got a new leader here in 250B. Janik, whoa, back in, kicking out. Let's not throw this thing away.
And that is how you do it. It looks like Drew Adams able to catch a little bit of time on them. Oh no, and there is the 66 of Cochran off the track, holding his shoulder. He's got his team over there, making sure he is okay.
So a huge shakeup here as far as the overall goes. Your first moto winner off track, and it looks like he's going to be out of this second moto.
Oh man, Zach, and you can see the frustration there.
Absolutely, the whole Husky team there. Daniel Blair as well, trying to find out what happened and taking a look out the window. Casey's tough. That would not be somebody that just pulled over for no reason. And wasn't sure whether he was holding that shoulder there.
I believe so.
But we know this is tough on man as well as machine.
And on screen now we see the number 30 of Drew Adams trying to make his way up to the number 75 of Casey Bernard.
And I'm telling you what, guys, if you are your third place finisher, Enzo Timmerman, if you are your second place finisher, Landon Peppard finished 4th, anybody inside your top 5, there's blood in the water because Casey Cochran, one of the favorites coming into the week, is out of this second moto. And so now there is a number 1 plate up for grabs. Is now Drew Adams in the same place, the 10 Commandments. He runs that far right-hand side, triples out, and that's going to get the job done.
Solid move there for Adams. Bernard trying to retaliate.
That triple at the end of the 10 Commandments made the difference, was able to put himself on the inside of the gas machine. And now Drew Adams takes over the second place. It's a Kawasaki 1-2. And it looks like, I believe that is Logan Best coming along with Adams. So Casey Bernard going to have to regroup quickly because he's got a blue front fender knocking on the door trying to come along with Adams as well.
And Drew Adams got second in your first moto. He is out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. He's riding for Monster Energy, Kawasaki, Fox, Oakley, and Moto Blueprint. Christian Janik there on the number 27. He's riding for Monster Energy, Team Green, Kawasaki as well, Pro Circuit and Fox. And we see him jumping out of the rut there as he has his teammate following behind.
Watching your leader right now as he makes his way around the Polysport pond. He's got a lap rider in front of him, and as they start to make their way through these lap riders, that's going to become more and more crucial. Here comes Best. He's trying to make a move as well. Cuts down towards the inside.
And just manhandling that thing through the sand.
Wide open. The legs can come off. The back end can swap around, but the throttle stays wide open. Best, look at that. Going to pull the triple and gets the pass made around Bernard. Now Logan Best moving into the number 3 spot. So it is Janik, Adams, and Best running 1, 2, and 3 as we see Best and Bernard make their way around the billboards through the Yamaha Mechanics area. And Logan Best, another one of those riders, probably looking to improve on his first moto finish. That was an 8th. And I believe he had a pretty bad start, and that one might have actually gone down. And so Best trying to show he is one of the top dogs in this 250B class as well.
Christian Janik, he got 6th in your first moto there. That is our leader on the number 27. Like I said, Drew Adams on the number 30. He got 2nd in your first moto, so that is going to put Drew Adams in the driver's seat as far as the championship is concerned.
Wow, Jackson, did you see Best there coming through the Commandments, got a kick, and went shooting off to the right-hand side. Just when these guys start to feel a little comfortable, start to know what the bike's going to do, it reaches up and throws a curveball at them.
Look how beat up this track is getting. The ruts are now beginning to form. The break and bumps are coming out. And Zach, we've been speaking about long runs. Today is a day that we could see the longest of the week, no doubt.
Absolutely, and the technique that has to go along with that as well is so crucial. These riders talk about the preparation they do during the week, whether it's keeping the toes pointed in, holding on with your legs, squeezing with your knees. Several different riding techniques really play into these longer type ruts. And I've heard some of the East Coast riders say they feel they've got a bit of an advantage in that type of situation. As taking a look out the window, there comes the Kawasaki rider into that Thor Sand sweeper. He's still running that inside line regardless of whether he sees lap riders in front of him. Really enjoying that bottom side of the Polysport pond turn.
And like you said, Zach, now we're beginning to see some lap riders. So this could play a part into this 250B Moto.
And something I'm glad to see, Jackson, oftentimes with weather conditions like this, there's one, maybe two good lines that develop throughout the course of a track. Here at Loretta's, we still have 3, 4, sometimes 5 and more lines in each and every corner throughout the rhythm sections and straightaways as well. As your Cowie rider having to deal with some lap traffic. Like we say, all of these riders locked into battles for position, so until they realize that it's the leader coming by them, they're going to put up a hard fight. As now we watch the number 27 make his way towards Storyland once again.
Into the Cometic corner he goes, and out of it into the 10 Commandments is the 27 of Janik.
Or the Commandments, I should say, absolutely. And look at that. I don't know whether he was picking that up from Adams as well, but now Janik tripling out of the 10 Commandments.
And Adams able to make that triple as well. Impressive to see what these riders can do in these rough conditions.
Absolutely. Janik tripling off into Storyland. And it's not so much getting the drive over the jump that's the problem. It's that when you land, you pretty much need to decide what rut you're going to land in as you're coming off the face of the jump, because you are landing in a sea of them from one side of the track to the other.
And Zach, Drew Adams coming out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. I've had the privilege of watching him since he was on 50s, and even back when he was on 50s, he was talking about racecraft. He was talking about his bike setup. So it's good to see him up here in the 250B now, battling for that first and second place position.
Taking a look down the list there, look at the number 20 sitting in 22nd right now. Aiden Kiefer not having the luck he was looking for. Nate Freehill not having a good lap that last lap either. So some riders being able to make some big moves. Jackson Glather sitting in the 26th spot. He's passed 15 riders so far in this race. So sometimes the ending number doesn't show the battle that had to go into it, but all heart out here in this 250B class is, whoa, your leader, feet off the pegs, going for a ride there, Jackson.
Hang on to it, Janik. And we have about 2.5 minutes left in this one. We'll see if the white flag is out. So one more to go for the number 27 of Christian Janik.
And all the more reason, Janik, he sees that white flag, takes the deep breath and says, okay, I just got to do this one more time. Smooth is fast in these type of conditions. Try to hit your marks. And one thing I've been impressed with Janik, I've been noticing a lot of different line choices. He's not following. If he's got lap traffic there, if it's a certain line that he likes, he'll take it, but then boom, immediately ducks to the outside, stays out of the roost, and stays out of the danger zone of being collected if these lap riders go down. So Janik sitting on a comfortable 8.4 second lead over Drew Adams, and then about another 4.5 or 7 seconds back to Logan Best. So a little bit of time separating your top three, but not too much.
And just a reminder to everyone watching on Racer TV, we are running abbreviated races. They will be 15-minute motos. Everything except for our pro sport class, they will have a 20-minute moto.
And look at that. This is what we're talking about, the lap traffic. They're locked into a battle. Thankfully, Janik had already made the pass around, but he could have been caught up in the middle of that just as easily.
Off into Storyland he goes.
And right now, the story is the number 27 working his way into that first place spot. And he's got just under half a lap left to go, and he will be getting the job done. So Janik right now got to be feeling good. Like we said, a 6th place in Moto 1, so coming in with a 6-1 if he's able to bring this thing all the way home. But as he makes his way through the Rocky Mountain sand section, we're not going to count our chicken before our eggs hatch. As we've seen, anything can happen here at Loretta's in these final few corners.
Well, Christian Janik on that number 27 machine, able to put 8 seconds on the number 30 of Drew Adams. That is his teammate. As they make their way back into the Polysport Pond Sand Sweeper, Janik gonna hold that inside line. One more corner to go as he gets into some lap traffic.
And going to take the wide line, not going to push the issue too much. If the riders decide they want to do another lap, so be it. But it looks like with a look up in the air, and there it is. Look, you see the emotion. Christian Janik going to grab the second moto win here in 250B aboard the Kawasaki. We wait to see. And there is the number 30, Drew Adams, going to bring it home in second place.
So that is going to be a 6-1 for the number 27 of Christian Janik. Drew Adams going to go 2-2 here in 250B. And Logan Best going to have a third here in this one on that number 26 Yamaha. Casey Bernard Jr., he's going to hang on for fourth place there on the number 75 Gas. And waiting now on our fifth place rider, and there he is, the number 17 of Jordan Renfro. Jace Aldred coming through on that number 73 KTM. He is going to be your sixth place rider. Colin Allen going to hold on to seventh place there on that number 35 Yamaha. Hayes Edwards hanging on to that eighth place position on the number 45. We'll see if Dylan Blecka and Nicholas Israel, they will round out your top 10 there. Nicholas Israel able to make a last lap pass for that ninth place position, and Dylan Blecka going to round out the top 10.
So some exciting stuff all the way through that top 10. Some big shakeups as well. As we said, the number 66 of Casey Cochran, still not 100% sure whether that was a bike issue or whether he went down and was hurt. But Cochran not able to bring it home here. He is shown in the 41st spot here in Moto 2. So a big shakeup not only here in Moto 2, but for the title as well.
And Zach, you know I like to give shout outs. Owen Bills there in that 23rd spot, able to pass 17 people here in this one as we see Janik down there heading to the podium. We'll wait to toss things over to Jason Wygant.
And hey, while we wait on Jason Wygant at the podium, I am going to jump in. We just got word Casey Cochran popped his shoulder out there. So it was not the motorcycle. It was a personal injury. And like we said, Cochran, super tough. Knew it had to be something. But we're going to send it back down to Jason, who should be standing by with the podium here in just a second.
All right, we're rounding it up. First of all, congrats to Rodrigo Borges, who has our whole shot. We'll get him in a moment. But first, we're going to talk to our gold medalist. Well, the mud has definitely changed things in this class. Casey Cochran, who got the Moto win, is out in this race. So you never know who could get the title now. Christian Janik doing all he can to get back in title contention with the gold medal. Christian Janik. You got to be happy with that one. How'd it go?
I got off to a good start. The start's really muddy coming out. My rut coming out was really deep. So I made sure I got a good start and came out. I thought I was going to hold shot. I moved over, but I came out like third, and then Drew went around me, and then I made some quick moves. Yesterday I got passed early, so I didn't want to do the same. But I came out, got a decent gap, and then I had some moments in the last two laps, like just kind of overthinking it, but we rode it home.
All right. Who do you want to thank, Christian?
My mom, my dad, G's for keeping me safe, my whole family that came out, my two sisters, my sister's back at home, the whole Monster Energy Team, Green Kawasaki, Pro Circuit, Dunlop Tires, the whole Hinton crew, the whole Fox crew, Rich Brace Guy, Twin Air, Renthal, Throttle Syndicate. Never forgot, thank you.
Christian Janik with the gold in 250B. All right, we're going to bring Drew Adams up, our second place finisher. Let's bring up our second place finisher. Drew, come on up. He might be getting ready, maybe grabbing a hat. It is. All right, you got to do it right when you come on up here. So now Drew Adams, I believe, would be the points leader going into the third moto here by virtue of two solid motos, which in these conditions is not easy. So who knows? Could be a title by the time it's over. Let's hear it for Drew Adams. Going for a title with a mud race. Were you a little bit nervous? Because obviously things can go wrong real quick.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was probably the last guy going over the gate that moto. How I got up front, I don't know. I was just maneuvering through those guys in the mud. But, yeah, as long as I stay consistent and no falls, no bumbles, nothing, should be good.
All right, yeah, you're in control of the title now. Who do you want to thank for that, Drew?
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, Jesus for keeping all the dirt bike riders safe, my grandpa, my sister, my grandma, Monster Energy, Team Green, Kawasaki, Pro Circuit, all the guys down in Dade City, Florida, Fox, Oakley, Give Me 6 Shades, 6 Goggles, and Renthal, everybody supports me. Huge thanks.
Drew Adams, everybody, your runner-up, 250B, and on the podium, both motos so far this week. We'll bring up Logan Best for third. And here we'll talk to our third place finisher. Remember, he came from way back in Moto 1 to salvage an 8th. You never know how this title could turn out. Let's hear it for Logan Best. All right, how was that one?
It was good. I mean, for what the conditions were, I mean, top 3's good. You just got to be consistent here, and that's kind of working my way back up to that. So,
is the track not actually that bad, or are there still some tough spots? How do you rate it right now?
Honestly, the track crew did an amazing job for how much rain we got. If you stay in the main lines, like, you're good. But the key was definitely the start. I mean, I had 28 tear-offs on, and I think I'm down to like 6. So if you don't get the best start, I mean, you're going to be in for a ride.
Yep. All right, Logan, who do you want to thank, man?
My mom and dad, the whole State Rocker Yamaha team. I mean, I can't thank Jake, Danny, and Ed enough. They do so much for us. Bell, 100%. Moose, Asterisk knee braces, Alpine Star boots, Dunlop tires, Monster, Swanee, Genie. They help me out so much. Enzo suspension, Jake for building a killer motor, and just everyone, thank you so much.
As Logan Best, everyone, taking third in 250B. And we got a whole shot winner to crown here. Club MX folks are pumped on this one. Head on up. Let's hear it for Rodrigo Borges. Yeah. Hey, in a mud race, you really want to get a good start. You got it.
Yeah, I'm stoked on that, but I had a hard time through the race. The track was really tricky. I slid out a lot, but I'm glad I made it to the end. No tip overs, and got this whole shot.
Cool. Who do you want to thank?
I want to thank Dynamic Engine for getting me this good motor to get this whole shot. The people at Club MX, Just One Racing, Merced Power Sports, Josh from Merced Power Sports, Jagoda Tactical, Onium Pro Goggles, and everyone else. Thank you so much.
Rodrigo takes the whole shot. Let's hear it for him.